You know the saying, money can't buy happiness. But what about fame? It turns out, even some of Hollywood's biggest stars live more modestly than you'd expect. Sure, they have millions in the bank, but that doesn't stop them from clipping coupons, driving old cars, or wearing thrifted clothes. In this video, we'll look at 15 incredibly wealthy celebrities who live like they're on a budget. You might be surprised by who's on this list, and maybe you'll even take away a few tips for yourself. Number 15. Shailene Woodley. Shailene Woodley is not your typical Hollywood star. With a net worth of around $12 million, you'd expect her to indulge in the luxuries that come with fame and fortune. But Shailene is all about simplicity. Raised in a modest household, she learned early on how to live within her means, a lesson that stuck with her even as she became a household name. Shailene's wardrobe reflects her minimalist lifestyle. While most actresses turn to high-end designers for red carpet events, Shailene often donates her outfits to charity or opts for recycled fashion. Her focus on sustainability is a major part of why she lives modestly. She's been known to shop at thrift stores, and she even prefers wearing her favorite clothes multiple times rather than purchasing new ones for every appearance. For Shailene, it's not just about saving money, it's about reducing her impact on the environment. She said that her upbringing instilled in her a deep appreciation for hard work and financial stability. Her experiences growing up in a lower-income household helped shape her into someone who values experiences over material things. Does that surprise you, given how glamorous Hollywood often seems? Number 14. Warren Buffett. While Warren Buffett isn't a Hollywood actor, he's a figure too iconic in the world of frugality to leave out of this list. With a staggering net worth of over $113 billion, Warren could easily afford the finest things in life. But this legendary investor prefers to keep things simple. He's lived in the same modest home in Omaha, Nebraska, since 1958. The home, which he bought for just $31,500, is far from the sprawling mansions you'd expect someone of his wealth to own. Buffett's frugality doesn't stop with his housing. He famously drives older cars, avoids luxury items, and even eats a McDonald's breakfast every day, only treating himself to a more expensive meal when his stocks are doing well. He's also known for shunning extravagant yachts and private jets, a stark contrast to the lifestyles of other billionaires. While he's amassed an enormous fortune, Warren's priorities have always been elsewhere. He's a strong believer in giving back, and he's pledged to donate the vast majority of his wealth to charity. It's a good reminder that sometimes the wealthiest people are the least likely to flaunt it. Doesn't it make you wonder what other wealthy people are quietly living below their means? Number 13. Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood may be a country music superstar, but her approach to money is as down-to-earth as they come. With a net worth of $140 million, she could easily live a life of extravagance. But Carrie chooses to keep things simple. She's openly talked about how she still clips coupons, just like she did before she became famous. It's something she learned growing up in a family that always had to budget carefully, and it's a habit she's stuck with. Carrie's frugal mindset doesn't stop with coupons. She's also known to grab a quick meal from Subway when she's on the go, rather than opting for a high-end restaurant. In interviews, Carrie has said that her upbringing taught her the value of a dollar, and that she's never felt the need to spend lavishly, even as her fame skyrocketed. Her fans love how relatable she is, and her simple, no-nonsense approach to money is a big part of that. In a world where so many celebrities are known for their over-the-top spending, Carrie stands out as someone who stays true to her roots. How refreshing is that? Number 12. Dave Grohl. When you think of rock stars, you probably imagine expensive cars, private jets, and wild parties. But Dave Grohl, the frontman of the Foo Fighters and former Nirvana drummer, is anything but your typical rock star. With a net worth of $320 million, Dave could easily afford all the trappings of fame, but he's chosen a much simpler path. Dave still drives a family car, the kind of vehicle you'd expect any regular dad to be driving, not a world-famous musician. He lives in a house that's just big enough, preferring practicality over extravagance. Despite his success in the music industry, Dave has stayed grounded, focusing on his family and his passion for music. He's often said that his money just sits in the bank and gets moldy because he's never been interested in material wealth. For Dave, it's all about the experiences and the people in his life, not the things he can buy. What do you think? Does this make him even cooler than he already is? Number 11. Halle Berry. Halle Berry is another celebrity who keeps her spending in check, despite her $90 million fortune. She's often seen shopping at CVS, browsing the sale racks for everyday items. It's a habit she developed growing up as the daughter of a single mom, and it's stuck with her throughout her career. Halle has mentioned that she saves a lot of money because she's always thinking about the future. Even though she's enjoyed an incredibly successful career, Halle knows how unpredictable life can be, and she wants to make sure she's financially secure no matter what happens. It's rare to see an Oscar-winning actress who's so careful with her money, but it's one of the things that makes Halle stand out. In a world where many celebrities seem to throw money around without a second thought, Halle's approach is refreshing. Do you think more stars should be as cautious with their finances? Number 10. Taylor Swift. You might expect someone with Taylor Swift's fame and fortune to live an over-the-top lifestyle. After all, she's worth a whopping $740 million and is one of the most successful musicians of all time. But Taylor is surprisingly down to earth when it comes to her personal life. Sure, she owns several luxury homes and travels in style, but she's also been spotted shopping at thrift stores and wearing simple, everyday clothing. Taylor is known for being generous with her fans, often sending them personalized gifts and handwritten notes. She's also known to donate large sums of money to causes she believes in, but when it comes to her personal spending, she keeps things pretty low-key. Taylor's fans love her not just for her music, but for her ability to stay grounded despite her massive success. It's not often you see someone at her level of fame who's still so connected to her roots. Do you think her humble lifestyle is part of what makes her so relatable to her fans? Number 9. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Sarah Michelle Gellar, known for her roles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and countless other hits, has a net worth of $30 million. Despite her wealth, Sarah is known for being thrifty. She's been spotted using coupons and driving extra miles just to find the cheapest gas, something even her husband, Freddie Prinze Jr., teases her about. Sarah's practical habits come from her background, where money was never abundant. Even though she's been successful in Hollywood, she hasn't let fame or fortune change the way she thinks about money. In fact, she's often said that she enjoys saving money and finds it a fun challenge to get the best deal. For Sarah, it's not about living lavishly, it's about making smart choices and focusing on what really matters. And honestly, isn't that something we could all learn from? Number 8. Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the biggest stars in the world, but you wouldn't know it by looking at his personal lifestyle. With a net worth of $260 million, Leo could easily spend his days jet-setting around the world on private planes and living in luxury homes, but that's not his style. Instead, Leo is all about sustainability and living a low-impact life. He drives a hybrid car, lives in a solar-powered home, and even flies commercial instead of using a private jet. His commitment to the environment is well known, and his frugal habits reflect that. Leo's focus on sustainability and his modest lifestyle are a big part of what makes him so respected, both in Hollywood and in the environmental community. It's rare to see someone with so much wealth use it for good, rather than indulging in excess. What do you think? Should more celebrities follow his lead? Number 7. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence is one of Hollywood's highest-paid actresses, with a net worth of $160 million. But despite her wealth, Jennifer lives a relatively modest life. She's been spotted taking the subway in New York. Just like any other city dweller, and she prefers a low-key lifestyle over the glitz and glamour that often come with fame. Jennifer has said in interviews that she doesn't feel the need to show off her wealth, and that she's more focused on enjoying her life with her friends and family. She's one of the most relatable stars in Hollywood, and her simple approach to money is part of what makes her so beloved. It's not often you see someone as famous as Jennifer choosing public transportation over private jets. How many other A-list celebrities can you picture riding the subway? Number 6. Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis, who has a net worth of around $75 million, might be a Hollywood A-lister, but her approach to money is refreshingly simple. When it came time to buy wedding bands with her husband Ashton Kutcher, they didn't opt for the typical celebrity diamond-encrusted rings. Instead, Mila found a pair on Etsy for just $190. She was shocked at the exorbitant prices at traditional jewelry stores and decided that a simple, affordable option was just as meaningful. Her frugality doesn't stop at wedding rings. Mila has openly talked about how she and Ashton don't spoil their kids with mountains of gifts during the holidays. Instead, they believe in giving only one present per child, teaching their children to appreciate what they have and not expect excessive material things. It's a grounded approach that's rare in Hollywood, where children of stars are often lavished with extravagant toys and experiences. Mila's down-to-earth attitude extends to her everyday life. She doesn't flaunt her wealth or spend lavishly on unnecessary luxuries. Instead, she focuses on what really matters: family, relationships, and living simply. How many other Hollywood stars do you think are browsing Etsy for deals? Number 5. Sarah Jessica Parker. Sarah Jessica Parker, with a net worth of $150 million, is famously known for her role as Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City, a character obsessed with designer clothes and luxury living. However, in real life, Sarah Jessica couldn't be more different from her on-screen persona. She's been spotted shopping at thrift stores and consignment shops, choosing second-hand items over brand-new, high-end fashion pieces. It's a surprising contrast to the glamorous image many people associate with her. Sarah believes in the principle of quality over quantity, often opting for timeless pieces that can be worn for years, rather than constantly chasing the latest trends. This approach not only saves money, but is also more sustainable, something Sarah has been vocal about in interviews. She's known for her careful spending, not just on clothes, but across all aspects of her life, and it's clear that she doesn't feel the need to show off her wealth. What makes Sarah stand out even more is her focus on smart financial decisions. She has talked about how she teaches her children to value money and make thoughtful choices about spending. Despite her fame and fortune, Sarah has stayed incredibly grounded. Do you think her practical mindset is the secret to her enduring success in Hollywood? Number 4. Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell is one of the most relatable celebrities in Hollywood, and her frugal habits only make her more endearing. With a net worth of around $40 million, Kristen could easily indulge in a life of luxury, but she chooses to live practically. In fact, she's known for being a big fan of coupons. She's joked in interviews about how much she loves getting a good deal, especially at stores like Bed Bath & Beyond, where she can save 20% on everyday items. Her practicality doesn't stop there. Kristen and her husband, Dax Shepard, famously got married at a courthouse for just $142. They didn't see the need for a lavish ceremony or an expensive party, preferring instead to keep things simple and meaningful. Kristen has often talked about how important it is to stay grounded, especially in an industry that encourages excess. What's refreshing about Kristen is how open she is about her frugal habits. She's not embarrassed to admit that she loves a bargain, and her fans appreciate her for being so down to earth. In a world where celebrities often flaunt their wealth, Kristen's approach is a breath of fresh air. Can you imagine other Hollywood couples opting for a $142 wedding? Number 3. Hilary Swank. Hilary Swank, with a net worth of around $60 million, hasn't let fame and fortune change her modest ways. Hilary grew up in a trailer park, and those humble beginnings have stayed with her throughout her career. Despite winning 2 Academy Awards, she still lives simply and doesn't spend money frivolously. In fact, Hillary is known for cutting coupons and even knitting her own clothes. She once shared a photo of a sweater she made for herself, proving that she's just as frugal as ever. Hillary has also been spotted riding the subway in New York City, a far cry from the luxury cars and private jets many of her Hollywood peers prefer. She's talked openly about how her early experiences shaped her values and taught her not to take anything for granted. Even as one of Hollywood's most successful actresses, she remains deeply connected to her roots. It's rare to see a celebrity with Hillary's level of success still living so modestly, but it's a testament to her character. She doesn't feel the need to flaunt her wealth or live extravagantly. She's perfectly content with a simpler life. How many other Oscar winners do you think still knit their own clothes? Number 2. Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley, best known for her roles in Pirates of the Caribbean and Pride and Prejudice, has a net worth of $60 million. But you wouldn't guess it from the way she lives. Keira has made headlines for choosing to live on a self-imposed budget of just $50,000 a year despite her immense wealth. She believes that living a lavish lifestyle can disconnect you from reality and alienate you from the people around you. For Keira, it's important to stay grounded and keep things in perspective. Keira's approach to money is rooted in her desire to live a normal life, one that isn't defined by excess. She's been open about how her simple lifestyle allows her to stay connected to her friends and family, many of whom don't live in the same world of wealth and privilege. For her, it's about maintaining a balance and not letting money take over her life. What's striking about Keira is how intentional she is with her choices. She doesn't just live modestly for the sake of it, she does it because it aligns with her values. It's a refreshing perspective, especially in an industry that often encourages the opposite. How many other stars would willingly limit themselves to a $50,000 budget? Number 1. Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran, one of the most successful musicians in the world, has a net worth of around $200 million, but you wouldn't know it from his lifestyle. Despite his massive success, Ed still lives in a modest home in his hometown of Suffolk, England, and drives an old car. He's said in interviews that he doesn't care about material things and prefers to keep his life as simple as possible. Ed's humility extends to his spending habits. He's known for avoiding the trappings of celebrity life, such as flashy parties and expensive cars. Instead, he focuses on what's important to him: his music, his family, and his friends. In fact, Ed has donated large portions of his earnings to charity, choosing to give back rather than indulge in luxury. What makes Ed so unique is that despite being one of the biggest stars on the planet, he's managed to stay true to himself. He doesn't let fame change him, and that's something his fans admire deeply. How many other artists do you think would choose to live so modestly when they could easily afford a life of luxury? It's surprising to see how some of the wealthiest stars in the world choose to live so modestly. They remind us that money doesn't always change people, it's about staying true to who you are. Whether it's clipping coupons, driving a family car, or living in a modest home, these celebrities show us that you don't need to spend extravagantly to be happy. Which celebrity's lifestyle surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for more updates.